global warming has brought confusion. The people have been confused. The doctors, the scientists, the magicians, the rainmakers, the women, the children, the religious leaders, the traditional leaders, and indeed the political leaders have all been confused. Confused by the state of affairs and happenings of the day. In Africa, old men and women have washed their hands, been wiped and dried up by the surprise of the day. Oh yes, now you know why Africa is shaped like a question mark. Because fear and panic has found its way in the bones, yes, the bones of this generation. Every day I see people running from north to south, east to west, searching for food, clean drinking water, land for agriculture, forestry product, quality education, and indeed health care. And all these are as far as heaven to earth. The governments say the church say only God knows. So what shall we do? But we too don't know. At that moment, I stood still, contemplating. I heard a voice from the deep. It was Mother Earth speaking, and said, "Quiet and listen." With or without a question, the negligence of this generation will allow the storm to sweep, sweeping all my natural resources, including the oceans. It is for this matter that I cry to the youths to save me. At that moment, I did not know what to say, and I was taken into the future generation. It was on a Saturday morning, and the birds were no longer singing the beautiful melodies. There was no more wildlife. The last elephant had been poached, and all the rhinos were gone. I saw skinny children and diseased animals. I saw troubled faces of men and women. I looked around, I could see. I could hear nothing but the sounds and the cries of the mourners. Asking, I was told there were cries with different sounds caused by the environmental pollution and global warming, by the activities of the previous generation. I said, what? They said, yes, global warming and the environmental pollution of the previous generation. They roar like a lion, flew like an eagle, and has landed on an innocent generation. At that moment, a wave of shame ran through my spine. I could not face them, so I looked down and said, I am sorry, future generations. I'm sorry because I belong to that previous generation that saw global warming roar like a lion. We saw it fly like an eagle, and we definitely knew it was going to land on an innocent generation, but still did nothing. They looked at me. Of course, sorry was not enough. I was taken back into reality, face to face with Mother Nature. I vowed I'll speak for the environment. I vowed I'll speak for the trees. I vowed I'll speak for wildlife. It is for this matter that I stand here, just to educate by presenting this beautiful poem. To the youth I say, rise up, let's fight global warming, let's fight climate change, let's fight wildlife crimes, let's stop the poaching of endangered species. Remember, we are no longer the leaders of tomorrow, we are the leaders of now, and God shall be the judge. To the questions that will